So my audience to hurt, if I'm talking to hurting young women, I can still take these same points and talk about healing from hurts.
Yes.
And then my stories would be the stories or the examples I might give are, about give me a hurting woman in the Bible, the woman at the well.
Yes.
And
Okay.
in my story, if I tell a personal story, I might tell a life story about my hurt. Now, this is the thing. This is something I see when people start telling their personal stories when they're preaching, they get caught up in their own personal story.
Oh.
And we can see your angst and your, we can see you reliving your story. If you're going to retell your own personal story while you're teaching, you want to be authentic, but you can't still be mad about it. You got to be healed from whatever it is. I'm telling you what they did. It doesn't hurt me anymore, but I'm going to tell you how I got over it. But I'm not, if I'm still hurting about it, and it's still really bothering me, that might not be the story to tell. Because now your audience is now you just pulled them into your drama. So you need to tell a story that you can tell without getting too emotional. The only emotion you show is gratefulness to God for your own deliverance from your pain. And I want to say this: we're using the word freedom. Then Tori, you're next. We're using the word deliverance. Deliverance is just freedom. I'm free from the pain of this thing. It doesn't mean that what they did to you was right. I'm free from the pain of this. This no longer haunts me. This no longer controls my thinking and my thoughts. This no longer drives why I do what I do when in terms of negative. It may drive me to help you get healed, but it doesn't drive, the decisions that I make for myself that are end up keeping me in a cycle of pain. I'm free from that. And it's not always, for example, I'm going to use grief. I can't talk to anybody about grief until I'm handling my grief. When my mother-in-law passed, that grief took me by such it just like consumed me in a way that I wasn't expecting. Okay. So then when my husband passed, I now know what grief feels like when it sneaks up on you when you're not expecting it. And so when that thing started, I was like, oh no, we're not getting ready to do this again. Because the weight of the grief is a depression that you don't understand until you have been in it. And once you get in it, if the longer you stay in it, the longer it is for you to get out of it. You don't just wake up one day and, the grief is gone. You have to work your way out of it. But if you let that grief keep beating you down day after day after day, the deeper you get in that hole, the longer it takes you to pull yourself up out of it. So when it came to my husband, I was like, I'm not getting ready to do this again. I'm not getting ready to do this again. And so because of the way, and that doesn't mean I don't hurt and I miss him. But because of the way the Lord gave me a grace to manage my grief, I can talk about grief. And I've helped grieving women, whose husband been gone for 10 years and they're still in the deepest state of grief. And I'm helping them. But if I was still getting in with the crowd every time they start talking about, my bills and my this, and I'm like, oh girl, I know. I can't help you. Okay. I don't have any friends. Girl, you better go on out there and just walk in the mountains. Jesus is your friend. Get on out there and get you. You don't need to collect a whole nother group of friends. Go outside and play. But if I was still sitting in the house, I don't have nobody to talk to, I can't help you. And even if I were to try to step up and pretend like I can help you, the truth is going to come out with your words and your attitude and your facial expressions. And game will recognize game. Amen. Amen. And amen.